I get this question all the time from strangers and from students. After I've trained and set up my studio, what do I do next? Very good question. Here's what I advise my students. I think you should get an internship. Hello and hi, welcome back. It's Thursday. The business of storytelling is in the house. Hello, creatives. We are artists. We are making our living online, making our communities a better place through creativity. Here we are. It's Thursday. This is one way I recommend students enter the voiceover field for the first time. So what we're going to talk about today is how that works. The main goal in an internship exercise is to gain experience, gain confidence, and gain direct work and feedback from clients. Then you're going to leverage all three of those to build your career and level up incrementally over time. So think about an internship in a traditional way, right? You do grunt work for very little money, but you gain connections, you gain experience, you gain a line for your resume that's very important. A voiceover internship can really be exactly the same, except no one gives it to you. You have to create it for yourself. But I find this mindset of an internship really helpful when you're starting out in voiceover. First, you want to set a timeline. I recommend anywhere from 3 months to a year, really depending on how much time you have to devote to voiceover on a weekly basis. So figure out how long you're gonna have this internship, and then you want to seek out experience at your level. So since you don't have a lot of credits yet, that's fine. You're able to do something that other voiceover artists can't do. You can offer lower pricing to clients and authors with small budgets. Be honest about your lack of experience. I mean, you don't want to lie, obviously, and say something that you haven't done, but you obviously also don't want to lead with it. So don't lead with it, I'm unexperienced, but don't lie about it, right? Show up eager to learn and eager to deliver a good product. You may even want to start with a voiceover volunteer opportunity. Like a few weeks ago, we talked about LibriVox, so you can use that volunteer to gain experience with low pressure. During the appointed amount of time that you figure out you're gonna do this voiceover internship, you're gonna make it your goal to book work, any work. You're gonna book any work in order to build your portfolio and build your client experience. Now, this doesn't mean you should take any work. You should be wise about this. I say any work, but I don't actually mean any work, right? You don't want to work with people that are jerks or who don't value your time. And you know what? We'll talk in a later video in a few weeks about how to spot a voiceover scam later this year, I promise. But for today, I just want to say you want to read audition instructions really carefully and make sure you understand the project fully before you jump into bed, jump into a contract with someone new, right? The goal of this internship period is to build your experience, like we said, both in the voiceover and in client-facing work, because that's another element of running your business online is getting experience working with clients. You'll have to practice digital communication skills. You'll have to perfect the wording in your voiceover contracts. You want to make sure that your payment methods are set up to receive money when you actually complete projects. And there's so much more little bits and pieces that you want to string together to get your voiceover business like up and running. And there's no reason to feel like you have to have the whole business set up before you start working on small jobs, right? I really believe, and I've seen, that you can do both at the same time while gaining that experience. That's what this internship phase is all about. Gaining experience, confidence, and building relationships with clients, as well as building your reputation. So you have client feedback and you have proof when you start to raise your rates. Because yes, don't forget to ask every client that you work with for a review after the project is complete. You can even make this client testimony part of the contract, right? To make sure that you get a client testimony. It's like we're not finished until you give me that testimony. They may have a small budget and you'll take a little less money, but you'll also need them to write you a review. So when you're starting out, that's it can be a good trade. All of these things work together to help you set up your voiceover business to succeed as soon as possible. And in about a year, or depending on your timeline, you can raise your rates, you can graduate from that internship situation, you have the experience and the confidence to really back up your knowledge in the field, and you can start owning your business like the creative boss that you are. So go get 'em, friends. Woo! Thanks for tuning in this Thursday to the Business of Storytelling. I'm 𝐤𝐤𝐤, and don't forget, if you haven't yet, to find me on social media at Instagram at 𝐤𝐤𝐤 Stories and on Twitter at 𝐦𝐨𝐤𝐤 Stories. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Mwah! See you next week, friends.